Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So today I kind of want to talk about the supplement that has got a lot of press recently and it's kind of become like the new buzz thing, which if you're somebody that's been in the fitness industry for a very long time, this supplement is nothing new. It's something that most of us have as a staple and we've been taking it for years, but obviously, you know, the Gen Pop, if you like, general population or general public, have recently just discovered it and pretended it's like this magical miracle thing. So the supplement, of course, I want to talk about today is creatine. And I know what you're thinking, okay, isn't that just for bodybuilders? Won't that make me look really bulky? Or my personal favourite, I've heard it makes you bloated. Well, today I'm going to tell you why creatine might have been one of the best kept secrets for women, especially if you are looking to get stronger, you want to tone up, and actually even help you with your fat loss goals. And I will be talking about creatine and its relation to bloating as well, because it is real, but not necessarily in the way that you might think. Hi, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Amber and I am a female bodybuilder and women's transformation coach who specialises in women's health, and I have tried and seen firsthand the benefits of creatine. Like, I use it myself and it can be a game changer when it comes to your fitness goals, especially if they are the ones that I mentioned earlier about trying to tone up, lose some body fat, get stronger. Like, creatine is really, really good for you. But here's the thing, most of the information that is out there is actually researched on men. And although how we train ourselves in theory shouldn't be any different to men, our bodies are different biologically to men. So our bodies will naturally just work differently. So today I'm going to be breaking down creatine, what it is, how it works, and how you can use it effectively, and also how you can navigate any potential side effects so it doesn't hold you back from reaching your fitness goals. Let's start with the basics. So creatine isn't actually a chemical, it's something that our bodies naturally produce from amino acids. Your liver, kidney, and pancreas actually produces about 1 to 2 grams of creatine every single day. You can also get creatine from your food. We mainly get creatine from red meat and from fish. So if you are someone like myself who is eating a lot of chicken because it is a lean protein source, and obviously you're trying to transform your body or lose fat, then you might not actually be getting enough creatine from your diet. Now, here's where it gets interesting. About 95% of the creatine in your body is actually stored in your muscles as something called phosphocreatine. Think of it like a battery pack for your muscles. When you're lifting weights or you're doing high intensity exercise, your muscles needs quick energy, like really fast. So this is actually where creatine comes in. It helps regenerate ATP. So think of that as like your body's energy currency system. And that ATP is going to be crucial, especially within the first 10 to 15 seconds of any intense exercise. So when you're trying to push through that last rep, or you're just trying to get that PB, or you're just sprinting up that hill, that is creatine doing its job in your body. Now, here's the bit that most people don't tell you, and this is the part that really sold me on trying to get my female clients onto creatine more regularly. Normally I don't try and force things onto people, I'm just here to advise, but I do strongly recommend this to my female clients. Do you know that research shows that women actually have, wait for it, 70 to 80% lower natural creatine stores than men? I'm just going to wait for you to let that sink in. 70 to 80% less than men. So ladies, we're already starting with less in the tank. But get this, when we supplement creatine, studies show that we can see a 15% increase in exercise performance compared to just 6% in men. That's more than double the benefit. And ladies, look, I know that your main goals are probably just to build that toned but defined look, like get stronger without getting bulky, lose fat while keeping your harder muscle, and maybe just feel a bit more confident and capable in the gym. But creatine will help you with all of that. Okay, so just let me explain. Okay, first, the strength gains is no joke. Studies show that when you combine creatine with resistance training, you can increase your strength on average by an extra 20% compared to just 12% without it. So that means more weight on the bar, more reps, and more importantly, faster progress towards that strong toned physique that you are working for. Now, let's talk about building muscle, and I need you to hear me out on this. Creatine is the most researched and effective supplement for building lean muscle tissue. Not bulky muscle, lean muscle tissue. The kinds that gives you definition, shape, and that athletic look. And because it is the most researched supplement out there, in theory, it should also be the safest because we know exactly what the risks are, side effects, and what we're getting ourselves into. So no other supplement on the market has as much information about it available. So if you are still on the fence on whether you want to take creatine or not, because of how researched it is, you should be able to make an informed decision on whether it is the right supplement for you. Creatine works by giving you more energy so you can train harder and you can train longer. It helps your muscles recover faster and repair faster. It supports your hormones as well, especially the ones that help you build muscle, and even reducing muscle breakdown. And one thing for me as well is, especially if it's that time of the month, I still take my creatine because I have noticed personally that actually taking creatine when I'm suffering with really bad PMS, it actually helps to subside the side effects of that as well. So yeah, even if you're not training, taking creatine for PMS symptoms can be really beneficial too. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting for those of you that are wanting to focus on fat loss. So creatine doesn't burn fat. Okay, let's just be clear on that. It's not a fat burner. But what it does do is it helps you to preserve muscle when you're in a calorie deficit. So why does that matter? Well, because muscle is metabolically active. It burns calories even when you're sitting on the sofa. So the more muscle that you maintain while losing fat, the better your metabolism and better the final results. Plus, research shows that women who take creatine while resistance training see greater reductions in body fat percentage. In one study, a woman under 50 saw a 1.19% reduction in body fat when using creatine. Not because it burns fat directly, again, we've said it doesn't do that, but because it helps you train harder and maintain that muscle. So I did touch on this earlier as well, but here's something that most fitfluencers, especially men, won't tell you, is that creatine is actually really helpful when it comes to hormonal fluctuations during your cycle. So during certain phases of your menstrual cycle, your performance can drop and you might feel a bit more fatigued. Creatine can help counteract some of those effects. And like I said as well, it can help with the PMS, especially with the cramps. If you're perimenopausal or postmenopausal, this is even more important. Research shows significant benefits for muscle mass, strength, and even bone health in women over 55 who combine creatine with resistance training. Okay, so now let's talk about the elephant in the room, bloating. Yes, some people do experience bloating with creatine. But before you click away, just let me explain what's actually happening and how you can avoid it. So when you take creatine, it draws water into your muscle cells. This is actually a good thing. It's part of how creatine helps your muscles to grow and perform better, which is why some people say that creatine gives them that pump. This is intracellular water, not water retention. So they're completely different and it's under your skin, which is what's making you look puffy. The problem is not everybody experiences this in the same way. And some people do unfortunately feel bloated, especially if they use a loading phase, so they take a really high dose and they haven't actually built themselves up to it yet, if they take it all in one big dose, if they don't drink enough water, which is normally the case with most women, they don't actually consume enough water throughout the day, which is why the creatine then makes them feel bloated, or if you are using a low quality creatine. And this goes for any supplement that you buy. Please just check the quality of the supplement. Normally cheaper means that it's not as high quality or high grade. So yeah, just double check where you're getting that from as well. Okay, so how can we avoid the bloating? Well, this is the exact protocol that I use with my clients to try and minimize or completely avoid bloating. Okay, 1, we skip the loading phase. You don't need to start taking 20 grams a day for a week like some people suggest, because that's what can cause digestive issues. Instead, I recommend taking 3 to 5 grams every single day, and it will take 3 to 4 weeks just to fully saturate your muscles, but you'll have way fewer side effects. And then if you feel ready or you feel up to it, at that point, then you can slowly start to increase your creatine intake. But even I only take about 5 grams a day, so you don't need a massive amount. 2, split your dose. If you want to take a higher dose, then split it throughout the day. If you want to take 10 grams of creatine, do 5 grams in the morning, and then once you've done that and you've drunk that, maybe go for another 5 grams in the afternoon. Your body can only absorb so much anyway, so if you're taking the 10 grams or the 20 grams all in one go, your body might not be able to process it. 3, make sure it is dissolved properly. This is actually huge. Mix your creatine in warm water first to help it dissolve completely, and then add it to whatever else you're drinking. Undissolved creatine can actually sit in your stomach, and this just causes a recipe for disaster when it comes to discomfort. Although saying that, I don't normally do that. I tend to make sure that I have a shaker with a ball and then I shake it. But if I do have time, I will do the warm water method, in the fact that I will use my shaker, use my ball with the warm water, shake it, and then if I've got time, I'll put it in the fridge overnight. So then that way, I know that it has completely disintegrated, but when it's time for me to use it, it's then nice and cold. 4, stay hydrated. Now, you don't need to chug litres of water, but you do need to maintain good hydration. So they recommend 8 to 10 glasses of water a day, or I would say about 2 to 3 litres. This then helps your body process the creatine effectively. 5, we're going back to that quality. Choose quality supplements. This matters a lot more than what you might think. When looking for creatine, make sure you look for creatine monohydrate, as this is the most researched form of creatine. You can purchase pharmaceutical grade creatine, and these ones, if you can afford them, are preferable as they have way fewer impurities that can cause stomach issues. And number 6, so I guess 6. Begin with just 3 grams for the first week or 2. Then slowly up it to 5 grams if you want. The main thing is that you do it slow enough that your body has chance to adapt. The truth is, many women take creatine with 0 bloating issues when they follow these guidelines. And even if you do experience some water retention initially, it typically subsides after the first week or 2. So if creatine is something that you want to start getting into, here is my recommendation for most women. I would say take 3 to 5 grams daily, so that's about a teaspoon. Timing wise, honestly, timing doesn't really matter as much as consistency. Some research suggests that taking it post-workout with a meal might be slightly better, but the most important thing is that you are taking it every single day. I personally take mine intra-workout, just because that is my gym workout drink, you know, and it helps me feel stronger for my workout. What do I mix it with? Well, you can mix it with water, you can mix it with protein shakes, juice, whatever really works for you. Some people find that taking it with carbs helps with absorption, but it's not necessary. Make sure you stick to creatine monohydrate. Like I said earlier, it's the most researched, it's the most effective, and it's the most affordable. All those fancy forms, so like creatine HCI, buffered creatine, etc., aren't proven to be better despite the higher price tag. Make sure as well that you set realistic expectations. So here's what you might notice. First week or two, possibly a small increase in weight, like 1 or 2 pounds. This will literally just be the water that's in your muscle. So this is not fat, so do remember that. And you might feel slightly fuller in your muscles. Some people notice that they might be a little bit stronger in the gym. They might have the extra rep or two in them. Week 3 to 4, this is when most people start to notice the difference. More endurance during your training, better recovery between workouts, and progressive strength gains. Month 2 and 3 onwards, so this is really when the magic happens. You'll likely see noticeable improvements in muscle tone and definition because you've been able to train harder and more consistently. Your strength will continue to improve. Just remember though that creatine isn't a magic pill. You still need to train hard, you still need to eat right, but it's one of the few supplements that has decades of research backing up its effectiveness. Just a quick word on safety though, creatine is one of the most studied supplements in existence. It's safe for healthy women when used as directed. The myth about kidney damage, it has been debunked in healthy individuals. However, if you do have any kidney issues or concerns, definitely check with your doctor first. But here's my bottom line. As women, we deserve to have every advantage in our fitness journey. I mean, we already have to work a lot harder than men for less dramatic results. I'm sorry guys, but it is true. Creatine is one of those few tools that's been backed by solid research and can genuinely help us get stronger, build that lean muscle, tone physique, and feel more confident. And if you have been avoiding it because you're concerned about bloating, I do hope that this video has showed you that there are simple ways to work around that. If you found this video helpful, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe because I'm creating more content just like this. Evidence-based fitness information specifically for women who want real results without the bullshit. Drop a comment down below and let me know. Have you ever tried creatine? Are you going to give it a shot now? Have I convinced you? Or do you have a question that I didn't cover and maybe I need to do a follow-up video? And if you're ready to take your transformation to the next level with a personalized approach, then check out the link in the description box for my coaching programs. Remember, you're not just training to look good, you're training to feel strong, capable, and confident. And more importantly, that's what really matters, is it not? Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!